Hi Janeya, I'm looking over your module. I'm just going to refresh it. I like your opening screen a lot. This is pretty. The big issue is this is kind of all we have here. It really needs a narrative. You know, it needs some voiceover or something that gets you involved. For example, you're talking about your objective statement with a value proposition, and there's no tie between a value proposition and a brand statement. There's no correlation here for somebody, and you need to kind of make that. I would change the color of resume writing so that had the emphasis as opposed to the other words. This goes kind of quickly. Creative marketing for okay. I'm doing a lot of reading here, and this is a good value proposition, but I can't go back. You know, I can't go really backwards. Here's an example of a boring undecided objective. Okay, so this is a boring objective, and then this is a good value proposition. So I'm not really sure what you're kind of getting at here, because we start out with a value proposition, and then you talk about a brand statement, and then you talk about the changing styles. Okay, that's cool. And then you talk about an objective statement. So now we have objective statements, value propositions, and brand statements. And I don't know which we're talking about. And now we're back to value proposition. And this is a sales consultant. This is not this is our clients grow their business. Okay? That's not something that would be on somebody's resume. You don't say our on your resume. So I would reconsider the way this is written. That I would hold these screens for a second longer. Like, why does some have a continue and some don't? Really needs a voiceover. You don't need dots and dots. It really needs a voiceover to explain what it is. Like, okay, I need to remove these things. That's good. See, the word changes gets lost, and that's the important thing. How do you determine what your professional goals are? Okay, I don't really... That was a little bit of a scary slide with the gun. This goes a little quickly. Okay. Like the idea... Okay. Let's go back. Going all the way to the beginning. We start out with a splash screen, okay? What are the goals of this learning module? I don't know. What am I going to get out of this when I am completed? Use the same terminology throughout so somebody knows what you're talking about and doesn't get confused. Slow down the screens that don't have continue buttons and format these so that they read better and don't wrap around the continue button. Add a narrative. Really needs a narration. Check your color. This red works fine on the tan. You don't need dots. If that's your narrative style, then, I mean, okay, you have to read. Needs more here. This is what I'm talking about here. Changes. That needs to change color because it gets lost. And then, like, now we're talking about professional goals. How did we get into professional goals? I don't even know how to determine what my goals are. Those are things, I mean, you're updating your resume. I know that's what you said, but if you're position in the market has changed and your skills have changed and your goals have changed. And that needs to be explained and why it's important. And that's not clear right now. And I don't know, other than take out the stuff that's 10 years old and add my new tech skills, I don't know what a brand or positioning statement is. Too fast. What is an accountabilities? Don't use a gun. It's a scary visual. I mean, these people are under stress. That went really quickly. It would not be on a separate line. This would not be on a separate line. So, tweak it is hard to read. I don't know what a format looks like. You're talking about the format and you're telling me I need to tweak it if it's not right, and I don't know what's right. I wouldn't use pictures of corrections officers and guns. No. This is kind of like an infomercial. I'm not getting what am I supposed to do here? How do I update my resume? I think it's Lombardi, not Lambardi. You have a typo in statements. Objective statements have now been replaced with what type of statement? Well, I don't know. You didn't tell me that. Is it a branding statement or a value proposition? Could be both, really, right? I guess so. But I'm only guessing because you never really said it was replaced. And I don't know the difference. Select the statement below that describes an example. Using my wide range of skills. I would go a little bit further. Let me go back here. This is a perfect example. This, to obtain a position, is an objective, all right? And this is how you're positioning yourself in the market. And you didn't explain that. So even though, I've written a resume and I've edited my resume a bazillion times, the average person who is updating their resume and has outdated skills, they're not going to know why they need to say that. And they might not even be able to say, I was a sales strategist. Well, let me go forward. You really want it all at the top third. It's in all the sections. Is that right? See, it's really hard to tell. It was never really explained what the most. You said that the top third is important and the bottom third is for the least important. And now I'm supposed to know which one to pick. We never even talked about this stuff. More than once or at least once? It's really both. If you have to do it at least once and more than once. Okay. You're close here. I just think that, it just, how do I get out of this now? I just keep going. How do I get out? I can't end the module. All right. Got to check your spelling. It needs a voiceover. You want to check the way you're laying things out, and you want to make sure that you set your objectives up front. Someone's got to learn from this, all right? And that's really, really important.